Welcome, one and all, to Nite for a special XR Startup Showcase. Thank you all for joining us on this really hot day in New York. We're here to celebrate 5 XR startups that just concluded AWE Academy's 6-week intensive course, where we worked with them to prepare for fundraising by refining their product, positioning, market strategy, and business model, and also helped open doors to mentors, investors, and partners. They're now all ready for their close-up. It's going to be great. My name is Ori Inbar. I am the founder of AWE and Super Ventures, a fund dedicated to investing in early stage AR and VR startups. And I have one question for you. Are you ready to get augmented? Always works so much better in person. By joining Nite, you're actually joining a global network of AR professionals that are now meeting in over 20 cities around the world on an ongoing basis. So if you want to join some of them, check it out in this link. I know you're all missing the good old days where we could meet in person. And since it feels like we're really getting close to that, AWE is vowing to make a big comeback at AWE USA this November in Santa Clara, California. And I can't wait to see you all in person, not as holograms. Early bird rates are expiring at the end of the month, so this is a great time to get a ticket. And there's still time to submit a talk, become an exhibitor, or nominate your product for the Augie Awards. Until then, the AWE community has a lot going on. So if you want to connect with XR professionals, learn and get ahead in XR, here's what's up. This week, the State of the XR Market meetup on Nite on June 10th. And at the end of the month, we have the XR collaboration workshop with the guy who literally wrote the book about XR collaboration, Charlie Fink. In July, we're offering a web AR workshop for non-programmers with some of the best instructors in the industry. And the next fundraising prep course starts in Q3. So this is a good time to apply. And since you're now part of this incredible community, let's get social, all right? Our hashtag for today is Nite and XR Startup. Let's see if we can get a trend today. And you may also follow us on Twitter for the latest news in AR and VR. And definitely check out our YouTube channel for the largest collection of videos about AR and VR, including meetup recordings like this one. For a weekly digest of the latest in AR and VR every Friday in your inbox, please go ahead and sign up for our weekly spatial newsletter. The showcase today is the culmination of 6-week course meant for any XR startup, as long as they're pre-Series A and are planning to get to the next level. They want to seek some guidance and connections in the XR industry, and this course is built exactly for them. Each week during the course, we dig into a different part of your business, the customer, the product, the market, and of course, the business. And along the way, help you craft the best strategy and pitch to go along with it, while matching you with some of the mentors and investors in our network. Ask our founders afterwards about their experience. I think they all had made a huge leap forward in the clarity and readiness for fundraising. Before we start, special thanks to my co-instructor for the course. Give it up for Adora Udoji. Without her, we couldn't have done this course. She brought this incredible energy, experience, and intelligence and made the course so much more interesting and more real. So thanks again, Adora. And as I said, a new cohort is starting soon. So if you are an AR or VR startup founder, especially female founders, by the way, and you're looking for help in refining your pitch, getting access to mentors and investors, and the XR community at large, please go ahead and sign up today. And now let's meet our contestants. We had a great cohort, including founders originally from Chile, Argentina, France, Russia, and India. And you'll hear from some pre-revenue companies as well as companies with some more significant revenue. But all of our founders today have a lot of experience in building AR and VR experiences, some of them for over 10 years. So this is the first introduction to these startups, to the AWE community. So I want to ask you all to give them a very warm welcome into the AWE community. Remember, they're counting on you, on your feedback, even if it's a little critical, but make sure to be kind. But they're here to make new friends in XR. All right, folks? By the way, feel free to post your feedback and questions in the chat. Each team will have 5 minutes to present, and afterwards, I will pick a couple of questions from the chat and ask the founders. All right, everybody ready? Fantastic. Our first team is coming all the way from Argentina with many years of experience in AR, including being an Augie Award finalist a few years ago. And now they're ready to introduce a new tool with no code for creation of AR experiences. Give it up for the CEO and co-founder of CamOn, Damian Alcala. Take it away, Damian.
Hey everyone, thanks Ori for the introduction. My name is Damian. I'm CEO and co-founder of CamOn, the AR tool for creators to build web AR experiences simple and fast. Digital media ad spending is a $500 billion market. AR and XR technology creates 10 times more engagement for brands and media. Spending on AR media creation will reach $3.5 billion by 2024. More than 400,000 agencies and 2 million creators will take advantage of this booming market opportunity. During the last 8 years, we have developed over 250 AR projects for more than 100 global brands in the world. Our experience tells us there is a great demand of AR solutions. However, implementing AR is still a barrier for many companies. There are 3 main problems. 1, designing and producing AR projects requires a specific team with specific knowledge of 3D and coding skills. 2, AR best practice know-how is also needed. And 3, custom solutions demand a lot of time and money. That's why we created CamOn Studio, the perfect AR tool for creators to develop complex and cool web AR experiences in a fast and simple way. No programming skills are required, and with our extensive catalog of templates, users can drag and drop standard assets like images, videos, and 3D models to customize their designs, like this example for Disney's eShop. Our Studio tool also has a report system that gives data and metrics to measure the performance of the campaigns. Moreover, all subscribers receive a training course to level up their know-how of the tool and AR technology. Let me show you some use cases created with our tool. For the entertainment industry, you can create fun AR content. This can include free characters and games to encourage high dwell time and interaction with the brand. This project was created for Sentosa Aquarium in Singapore. Companies in the retail sector can create 360 virtual stores and 3D AR product viewers. This allows users to see items and try them out while they shop on e-commerce or inside a POS. And finally, for marketing and communication campaigns, AR guarantees better results with your audience in terms of engagement, interaction, and awareness. Here is an example of Nespresso's recycling campaign in Latin America. Our business model is a SaaS. Users can choose between 2 types of plans, depending on the number of seats and views for the projects created. Small companies pay $80 per month, while enterprises pay $500 per month. Both can create unlimited projects, and for large campaigns, we have a special package price for extra views. With CamOn Studio, you can create full web AR and Web 360 experiences. By using our templates, you will reduce creation time from weeks to days. We provide personal support and training to all our members. Furthermore, we are the only AR tool with local support for the Latin American markets. So far, 15 agencies and small companies have an annual subscription and are currently creating AR content with our tool. More than 7,000 students and creators have used the tool in schools and universities. As co-founders, we each have more than 18 years of experience in multimedia content creation, and we are pioneers in AR in Latin America. We are supported by a team of 20 professionals that are passionate about AR, creativity, 3D, and product development. With our Studio tool, we have created hundreds of AR projects for global brands like Unilever, Disney, Nestlé, Mondelez, and Telefónica in markets in Latin America, Europe, US, and Asia. Our agency's success shows that you can also use our Studio tool to turn your agency into an AR leader and create a business based on this model. We have opened a seed round to launch new features and reach an ARR of $500K in Latin America. We are looking for agencies and business partners to create the most impactful AR campaigns with us. So on behalf of CamOnApp, I invite you to try out our Studio tool. Thanks for your time and attention.
Thank you, Damian. Great job. All right, folks, if you have some feedback to Damian, he'd love to see it in the chat. So I guess the question from Tom is regarding the need for the 3D creation. It seems like in the example that you showed, even if you have a great tool to kind of create the experience, you still need some 3D skill set. So the question is kind of, is there any content that is already available out of the box for subscribers?
Yeah, as we build a lot of experiences or content for many brands, those templates or those experiences are templates are available for our members, so we can share with them different 360 virtual stores or different AR content for them. You always need some skills of 3D, but the idea is that you can drag and drop different assets with standard assets, and with our support and with our template, would be very easy to build web AR experiences.
Thank you, Damian. I want to ask you about kind of your market, because you're obviously very entrenched in the South American market. That's where most of your initial clients were, and that's where you're targeting the tool. So tell us a bit about the difference between the market in South America versus what we're seeing in the United States or Europe, and what's the potential from your perspective?
Yeah, in South America or Latin America in general, I think that brands and agencies need more attention and more know-how about AR technology, because they sometimes are the first time that they're implementing this type of experiences or projects. So in the last 10 years, we've been like pioneers and been educating a lot of agencies and companies on best practices. So I think that there's a great potential in the market, because many brands want to do this, but they need support. They need the perfect partner, or need some instruction how to implement this type of campaigns. So yeah, I think that there's a great opportunity there.
Cool. Can't wait to see what you do in the South American market. So 2 quick technical questions. One is, how are these experiences hosted? And 2, what kind of files for 3D content you support?
Okay, we host all our platform in Amazon Web Services, so you can use it for large campaigns with no problem. And there are different, technical specs about the 3D models in our tutorials or in our support platform that you can check there. But the standard formats for 3D in general, it's the same.
Fantastic. Damian, it was a great pitch and great answers. Thank you for doing this today, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Ori, and thank you all.
All right. Our next founder also has many years experience in creating AR apps, and he decided to focus on the next generation, the kids. How can he leverage AR and AI to help them learn in a more engaging way? So put your hands together for the CEO and co-founder of Magic Kids, Anatoly Shcherbakov.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ori. My name is Anatoly, and I'm CEO and co-founder at Magic Kids. We develop AI-based tutor for kids. I want to start from one interesting point. Today, our service has over 400 users, but I want to tell you about these guys. This is Josh and his 8-year-old son, and Georgia and her 7-year-old son. Josh and Georgia were always trying to get their child into the educational process, downloading apps, spending money on tutors, and etc. And now they use Magic Kids, and they love it. Their kids use Magic Kids every day. But why? Because we solve their problem. First of all, it's about attention span. Do you know that many students today, age 4 through 8 years old, only spend about 15 minutes in a lesson before moving on to a digital game or cartoon? But in the same time, they spend on average 3 hours of screen time a day. And this is why parents are looking for digital use products for their kids, because the education market is stuck in the past. Videos, books, all this stuff are so boring for kids. And this is why we created Magic Kids. Magic Kids is an educational app, this delightful experience using augmented reality and machine learning technology that will keep kids entertained and, more importantly, learning for hours. How does it work? First of all, it's about our AI-based characters in our app. They understand what kids want to say using voice recognition technology. They can change content using some recommendation algorithms. Second, it's about merge augmented reality and machine learning technology in a way that kids can interact and learn from the world they see every day. For example, in the alphabet game, the app can recognize objects near the child and tell them the first letter of the object's name. Number 3, it's about our AI-based reports for parents, where we show some traction of kids traction and how we can change content. And number 4, it's about we develop all our lessons together with 28 top educators from US. Shortly about business model. Parents download our app, pay a monthly subscription fee, which opens a new world of learning. After a lot of A/B tests, we have the next price. $2 special offer for the first month and $10 for the second and following months. Where we are? We finished the Startup Venture Accelerator last year, and we launched our MVP last summer in the US market, where we saw marketing numbers and how long kids use that. We made our test around 4 months. We have about 400 paying users, and organic users are 20% from that. We will launch our new version this month. Shortly about market size. Everybody knows that EdTech market is a huge market, about $90 billion, and the entertainment market is huge as well. Our potential revenue, our potential annual recurring revenue after 3 years could be around 20 million. Immediate potential, not the total potential of revenue. Shortly about our competitors. We have 3 groups of competitors. First of all, it's about entertainment apps from the App Store. They use AI-based and AR-based technologies, but they focus just on 1 or 2 lessons. When Magic Kids focus on math, logic, language arts, and natural science. Second group, it's about fun apps, but they don't focus on educational process. And number 3, it's about platform for teachers, but this is platform just for optimization process. Shortly about our team. For the past years, our team has developed over 100 AR and AI educational and marketing progress as an agency. Our brilliant development team is based in East Europe, and our business development team based in New York City with me. Also, we have exit experience in the past. We are looking for partners, advisors, and guys, let's make magic together in this educational market. Thank you for attention.
Nice job, Toli. Great pitch. So folks, if you have any feedback to Anatoly or any questions, please post in the chat. We already have someone that is really impressed with your object recognition that actually puts a label on the cup. I think that's something that really caught the attention of many people in AR that can actually use this feature for something that teaches kids. So tell us about how this works.
We use our own technologies, object detections and image recognition, and this it's our own technology. Actually, we understand everything from the we ask kids scan all the room, and after that we can understand everything from that. They put some points in the rooms and understand everything.
Very cool. The other thing that is I think caught a lot of people's attention is the tutor, the AI tutor. So tell us about what's kind of the role of that tutor and how does it interact with the kid?
Actually, our tutor, I can't say that it's like tutors, but it's like friends for kids, because we understand that virtual characters is are more interesting for kids, and they help kids have fun by learning difficult concepts. For example, they ask kids about something, probably, what do you think about that? And kids can respond to them, and we use voice recognition technologies where we understand what he said, and after that we can use that in the next steps, for example. And our virtual friends, virtual characters for kids, they can change content. Then we understand, for example, these guys, for example, we understand that these kids has some bad traction in math or probably in logic, and we can give more tasks or more lessons in this side, for example.
Fantastic. Thank you, Toli. All the best. Can
Thank
see
you.
What you do next with your apps and games, entertainment games. So good job. So folks, the next founder and team also have a lot of experience in creating AR and VR experiences for many years, and now have this incredible ambition to change how people communicate ideas by leveraging the power of spatial computing. I'm glad to introduce to you the captain of AfterNow. Give it up for Philippe Lewicki.
Yes, I'm Philippe, co-founder and CEO of AfterNow. When was the last time you presented a great idea and actually no one got it? Remember that feeling of not being understood? Well, we're a social animal. We communicate and we need to be understood. And presenting is a key business activity. This is how we share our ideas to the world. So keep in mind, that we remember more what we see than what we hear. Like a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I would say a 3D model is worth 1,000 pictures. Presenting in 3D is the natural next evolution for communication. Why do you think we have two eyes? We've evolved in a 3D world where we've evolved for millions of years in a 3D world, but today our 2D tools are only on a 2D, our communication tools are on a 2D plane. And with that, the recent research shows that immersive experiences are better for attention, retention, and memorization. So if you were to do your next presentation in 3D, it will be more engaging, and you would be understood, and they will remember it. Unfortunately, this is not accessible for most of us. You need to learn complex game engine software. You need to have a sense of what 3D model works and how to create them. And then you need a lot of programming skills around that. So for the past 2 years, we've been working with clients to create an application specifically for business users on a unique use case of presenting in 3D in AR or VR. Let me introduce to you Prez. Prez is composed of 2 parts. There is a web app that mimics PowerPoint or Google Slide. And then we have an AR VR app where you can position elements in 3D space. And then when you've positioned those elements in space, you can deliver your presentation in AR or VR, in person or remotely. So we choose to do things differently. All those companies over there, they work like games where you have avatars and you have worlds, and in those worlds you can bring your 2D tools. Well, Prez put the content at the center in 3D, give to the presenter full control, and remove all other distractions for better information delivery. That specificity put us at a center of 3 big markets: the video conferencing with 5 billion, presentation app with 10 billion, and the really fast-growing AR/VR business market of 3 billion. From that intersection, we focus on enterprise with the subscriptions of 2,500 per user per year, and we also offer a free presentation viewer for people to watch or join a live presentation. For large enterprise users, we still offer services, and our key partners are Microsoft and Oculus. Let's take the example of one of our customers, Anthem, Fortune 49 largest for-profit healthcare companies. They've used Prez to pitch the board of directors new initiatives, and they presented the future of healthcare to their top 50 clients. And the best one, they created a custom presentation to win a multi-billion-dollar deal. We're not new to AR/VR, and we've, thanks to an experiment we did in 2014, Satya Nadella himself introduced us to the HoloLens team, Alex Kimban and Brandon Bray. And from that relationships, we got early access to a lot of really large enterprise and created tons of POCs. And over time, those POCs evolved more and more into immersive presentation for communications and sales. Brian Trun, well, we've been working together for the past 7 years. Jeff, PhD, leads our product team and has a degree in human-machine interactions. Myself, a lifelong entrepreneur. My last success is Glow, online streaming platform for yoga. And Dave brings to the table 25 years of experience in enterprise sales and software as a service. And this is our team in India, where we own a subsidiary. We're looking to reach 1 million recurring revenue within the next 18 months and $500 million within 2027. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Philippe. That's pretty awesome. I can't wait to try Prez for my next presentation. One of the questions that actually also was asked before is about the 3D content. I think it's pretty clear how easy it is to create the experiences, to place the content in the environment for your presentation. But in many cases, you also need to create 3D content for those presentations, you know, like the healthcare example you showed. So how do you deal with that? What's your recommendation for creators and for people that want to communicate business ideas on how to tackle that?
So there's two parts. One, we have an asset library that we've started building that has a few hundred assets already, and we're going to continue building it, where we have really, really well optimized models for a low a device like Quest, for example, a low-powered device. And most of our users, what they do today, they use Sketchfab. They download 3D models on Sketchfab. They have like almost, I think there's almost 1 million 3D models that they can download then there. And there's also tons of websites where you can purchase 3D model and then upload them into Prez. So there's a lot of actually 3D model available today that you don't need to create. But then, yeah, you can always hire a 3D modeler to create them. But yeah, like I said, most of our users download from Sketchfab.
Great, thanks, Philippe. Another question is about your ambition. I mean, it looks like you're basically trying to unseat two of the biggest applications used today, Zoom and PowerPoint. So how do you intend to convince business people to switch from what they know, and I don't know if they like it or not, but at least they know it, to something completely new?
Wow, that's a tough one. So I think it's going to be an evolution, and it's going to take some time. And we really believe in the space, in the AR/VR space for business. I think that as the device and the hardware evolve, the adoption is going to be more and more obvious. We have this movement called 3D thinking, where we think it's going to make more and more obvious that if you want to express an idea to someone, using a three-dimensional context and a natural environment will be way more effective. So far what has been happening, we've seen, is that people that have tried it are really hooked on it and really feel that that's how they should actually express and communicate with others using this type of technology. So I think over time, as the device evolve and as more and more people get to it, within probably 5 years, it will be kind of the norm to use those type of technology for business. And then our product will be leading that market.
Awesome answer. Now, a follow-up question is, who do you see kind of the first groups in businesses that will want to start adopting Prez for their presentations?
So far, it's mainly on the sales part. So it's people that are using it for sales presentations, for pitches with clients, and enterprise. So for now, we are on the enterprise level. And there's also a new emerging one that we're looking at and we're exploring which is creators. People are actually existing users of PowerPoint, like the people that are paid to create PowerPoint presentations. Those type of creators are really interested right now in Prez, and they've been really active, self-signing up on using it. And then the last group is maybe education, but we're not sure on that part. But we have a lot of teachers on our system that are using it with their students. Those are the early group that we're working with, but we really believe they will be on the sales and communication for the early start.
Thanks again, Philippe. Fantastic presentation. All right, and now for something different. The next founder had an obsession for over 10 years to help people interact with computers without hands. I first met him at AWE in 2013, and since then he kept working on this. Now he's ready to take it to the market. I give it up for the founder and CEO of Perceptive Devices, Uday Parshionikar. Take it away, Uday.
All right, so hello everyone. Again, I'm Uday Parshionikar. We enable people to interact with their devices hands-free. So we started 10 years ago based on an idea from my son's science fair project. He wanted to play video games without using his hands to hold a controller. And I recognized the tremendous potential of that basic concept of hands-free interaction. So I jumped into it full-time right away. We started working on the hardware side of things first. But then we pivoted to software, and in 2016, we released our first software product called the Smile Mouse. And since then, we have won multiple awards and patents and have had more than 13,000 installations of our software as well, and hit six-figure yearly revenues already. So the market to help people with disabilities to interact with the computers without using their hands is already about a $12 billion market. And what we see happening is with the advent of AR/VR devices, there are going to be even more use cases, both on the enterprise side of things and even consumer side of things, when users do not want to use their hands to hold a controller because their hands are occupied or dirty or tired or just for safety reasons. And there is hands-free technology out there today to help people interact with the computer hands-free. But you typically have to install hardware, specialized hardware, and even wear things on your face or even put things in your mouth. And that's pretty awkward. There is voice control, but it helps only to a degree. The biggest issue is the lack of privacy. If you think about your work environment or public spaces, especially, you don't want others to hear what you're trying to do. And on the AR/VR side of things, pretty much every device requires you to either make hand gestures or use a handheld controller. So that's clearly not hands-free. So we decided to take a different approach. We all use facial expressions when we communicate to other humans. So why not leverage facial expressions also for device control? So let's see a quick demo of our software, Smile Mouse. And here you can see on the top right, you see me controlling the mouse on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see the mouse is moving very precisely with my facial motion. And when I smile, it does a click. So a smile is mapped to a click. And if you want to do a click and drag, you just hold your smile a little bit longer and start moving your head. And that does a very precise click and drag, and which comes to an end when we stop moving your head. The click and drag comes to an end. So you saw a very precise control with very simple gestures. But beyond those benefits, the really cool thing is that these gestures can be used on multiple devices. So not just on PCs, but they can be implemented on tablets and smartphones. And now that AR/VR devices are coming out with face tracking sensors. I mean, there's already HTC and HP with face tracking sensors. And the 800-pound gorilla, the Facebook's Oculus Quest in this field, is also expected to come out with their face tracking sensors very soon. So we think the market is ripe. And in that anticipation, we have already built a considerable barrier to entry. So we already have 8 US patents granted, more pending, and not just on the easy to use gestures, but also novel use of simpler sensors, non-camera sensors for lower battery usage, for enhanced eye tracking, accuracy, hand gestures, and so on. Our current business model focuses on Smile Mouse software that you just saw. We sell monthly and yearly subscriptions as well as lifetime licenses as well. But pretty soon, we are looking to getting into IP licensing, licensing our patents and proprietary algorithms, especially for device manufacturers in the AR/VR space. Here's a team. We have more than 37 years of combined in-house experience. Having said that, we frequently also employ international experts and consultants. We are looking to expand our business by selling Smile Mouse now on to corporate clients, whether they are employers or software providers or even device manufacturers, help them enhance the accessibility of their offerings. We are also looking for partners to license our IP and doing pilots. And we are also looking for team members, especially on the enterprise sales side and marketing. Here are a few of our happy customers of Smile Mouse. And we invite you all to join us on this mission to really empower everybody to interact with their devices hands-free. Thank you and keep in touch.
Fantastic, Uday. Great pitch. It looks like you have some fans for how this whole thing started from a science project. Always a great origin story. And I want to start with one. As I mentioned before, I met with you and saw your product, your initial very early prototype back in, I think, 2012 or 2013. And a lot of time has passed since then. So what have you seen kind of change in the market that makes you believe that, especially on the VR and AR side, the market is more ready for these kind of techniques?
Yeah, so a lot has changed. I remember in 2013, I was told by analysts that, you're too early to the game. So that's why one of the reasons why we did a pivot to software and started helping people with a concrete pain point. But like I said, we see that pain point coming in on the AR/VR side of things too, not just for people with disabilities, but you saw those pictures of person fixing a jet engine, for example, wearing AR devices. But how do you control it if your hands are occupied? You are actually also seeing these face tracking sensors, the pictures you saw, where they are using these face tracking sensors to show a realistic avatar. So it's like saying, okay, I have this webcam on my computer, but I'm going to use it only for one use. What we are saying is you can use the exact same sensor to provide hands-free control, like you saw in the video. So imagine being able to play games, interact with different things. So it's not just about fun and games, but especially on AR side, it could be even a matter of safety. Imagine a technician on top of a house fixing something, hands are occupied, they're grabbing onto something. Let's say they are fixing a satellite dish or something. They don't want to lose the grip, don't want to take away their hand with their hanging on to, to operate a device with their hand. So there are just too many use cases. And we see that with face tracking sensors coming to VR, we wouldn't be surprised if that will come to AR as well.
We have actually a question if it requires to calibrate your face before having it working.
So right now, the SmileMa software goes through about a 10-second calibration, but actually even that is optional. We can do it without calibration as well. So just in a couple of seconds, we get the basic idea. And then the software actually keeps on learning in the background as well. So we might even eliminate that calibration step, which is, again, only 10 seconds right now.
Thank you, Uday. Last question is around the trigger. We've seen that a lot of the kind of gesture type of interactions need to understand kind of when you really mean to actually interact and not just making kind of natural face gestures. So how do you detect that it's really a trigger that the user wants to move the mouse or to interact with the computer?
Yeah, a great question. In fact, we sometimes describe our patents as if we have the patents on the word Alexa or Hey Siri, which are the triggers for voice control. So we use facial expressions as triggers. And there doesn't have to be just one trigger. You can easily combine these triggers. So let's say if you smile naturally, let's say you're reading something funny and you smile, that shouldn't cause a click, right? But we look at, okay, were you looking at something which is clickable on the screen? Were you holding your head steady? So if I'm talking to you, typically my head would be, I would be looking somewhere else, not at the screen, and my head would be moving. So we look at all those other cues or clues to figure out, okay, was it an intentional smile? And the good thing is a user can be taught those things very easily. So we tell our users, okay, if you want to do a click, just hold your head steady just for half a second before you do the smile. And then that's a click. But we can add more things to that recipe, like eye gaze. Were they really looking at a button when they smiled?
Great answer. All right. Once again, thanks very much for Uday and wish you all the best for taking your business to the next level.
Thank you.
All right, folks, our final founder presentation today is from Chile. And his team also had an obsession for many years to bring books and toys to life with augmented reality because, they want to help kids learn in a better way. So after conquering Chile, they're ready to take over the world. So put your hands together for the CEO and co-founder of PleIQ, Edison Durán.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Edison Durán. I am the CEO and co-founder of PleIQ, a globally awarded edtech startup that uses mobile AR to create smart learning resources that improve early childhood education. Early childhood experience have the most profound impact on children's life, leading to significant difference in happiness, income, and social development during adulthood. Nevertheless, 7 out of 10 children are not learning enough using traditional resources because they change the way they play and learn, and current textbooks don't satisfy their needs. So the pandemic made this situation even worse because traditional online tools don't work well at the early ages, creating a stressful situation for families all across the world. So we wonder, how can we help preschoolers to learn better and more autonomously, supporting their parents and connecting their homes and schools for an effective hybrid learning? The way we do it at PleIQ is that we transform traditional learning materials into smart resources using mobile AR to allow children to learn by playing, combining the benefits of the physical and digital learning. PleIQ's app make books-page content come to life, adding curriculum-based learning experiences in AR/VR using adaptive learning for a more personalized experience. But even more important, our virtual assistant provides in-page instructions, real-time feedback, and social emotional support, allowing children of these ages to learn autonomously. And while they play and learn, PleIQ's platform gathers all their inputs to create personalized reports that are automatically sent with learning insights to parents and schools. Last year, we are proud that our students achieved more than 500,000 pedagogical objectives. Families and schools received more than 900,000 progress reports, and our resources were used in more than 40 countries. And for this impact, early this year, we were awarded as the best EdTech solution in the world across 1,000 startups. Our core business models is B2B. We partnered with traditional educational publishers to co-create smart learning resources, adding our interactive educational content and technological value to make possible their digital transformation. In terms of financial traction, last year we grew our revenue 4 times, and we are aiming to reach $500,000 in recurring revenue by the end of this year. And also, we grew our user base almost 40 times. We expect to reach 500,000 students by December this year. And yet, there is a lot of room to grow since the EdTech market is in a boom phase. And the global AR/VR EdTech market is expected to grow 7 times from now by 2025. And today, we estimate our TAM market is about $1 billion annually, only in Latin America, from pre-K to K6 education. Of course, there are many good companies out there, but we think that we have the right mix of technology and educational value, since we have a huge experience combining XR technologies and EdTech technologies, or Ed technologies, with a big catalog of curriculum-based learning experiences to quickly and effectively add value to legacy companies. We comprehensively combine the benefits of the physical and digital worlds to improve learning outcomes at homes and schools. We already have a total contract value of about $2.5 million in the next 5 years from our partnerships in Chile. And we think we could replicate our business model in other markets in the region and grow our content coverage all the way up to K6. We project that we are going to be reaching $1 million in annual recurring revenue by the end of the next year. And that's why we are looking for investment to fuel and accelerate this growth. But to accomplish our higher vision, we have an experienced team that have been working together for more than 8 years with a lot of experience in XR technologies, business development, and mostly education. We are second-time founders, and we have a previous exit with 6 times return for our investor. So we are looking for new partners who feel as passionate as we do for enhancing the early learning experiences for the next generations. Thank you very much.
Wow, Edison, fantastic presentation. What amazing traction you have so far. Great product and a great business model to support it. And, for me, Edison, the first question is, one of the first use cases for AR that we've seen, even before mobile phones were using AR, was the Magic Book. I think it's like 2000 or 2001 on a PC. So what have you seen, how have you seen this market evolve, and what's really unique about what you're bringing to the table?
I think that the key is the quality of the integration with the digital content and the physical content. Of course, the pandemic of the COVID-19 works like a huge game changer for the EdTech space in the way that things that we were talking for years, as you mentioned, but seems too far-fetched, too far away in the future, or even a luxury. Right now, many people is convinced that it's a necessity to be able to have effective distance learnings, especially for age range. So I think that the new normality allows to make a paradigm shift in the way we teach. And also there is a couple of trends. Of course, the increase in the way we access to these smart devices. For example, something that always amazed me is that in some region of the world, like in Latin America, there are more kids with access to mobile smart devices than formal early childhood education. So that makes a huge opportunity that we could impact their life and society if we create these tools that combines what they already are using, like the textbooks, but with a new dimension of educational value added to that. So I think that that is the key. Is timing, is the technology, is the mind shift, and the quality of the content, because we put a lot of focus on the educational value. We don't use the AR only as a way to entertain the kids, but also to actually to accomplish their educational pedagogical goals.
Great answer. So we have a question. He loves the user experience, looks great. The question is along the same lines as has been asked of other presenters. It seems like the content creation is the largest expense to consumers. So how do you address content creation to try to simplify and reduce the cost in the process?
Sure. We try to make it in the smartest way possible. So from day one, we analyze and benchmark all the curriculums in the region and try to identify those key topics, those foundational skills that are common between different countries. They have, of course, different educational systems, and put most of our efforts on getting those, let's say, digitalized content by means that create an interactive learning experience based on AR or VR that try to accomplish those objectives. And then when we grew to another market or another educational system, we make slight adaptations. But in the long run, our vision is that we are going to enable teachers and creators to create their own educational content inside our platform, but with a strong focus on the educational quality assurance of the process. But yeah, that will be a next stage of our company.
Thanks, Edison. Now, I want to ask you about books. You know, people predicted that books will go away, but I think we all agree that for now, at schools, most kids are still using books. But how long is that going to last before kids stop using actual physical books? What's your take on that?
I don't think they are meant to disappear. I think that definitely they are meant to evolve. I think that one of our biggest premises in our company is there is actual value, especially for this age range where the kids need to experience things in order to learn, that have a physical component to the educational process. So I don't think that the printed books are going to go away, but I think that they're going to evolve in the way that we're doing it, adding more educational value, more integration with the metaverse, et cetera, but especially for this age range, you can take away the physical experience. So if we could take something that people is already using and make it better, I think that will be the next paradigm in using the books. But I don't think they're never going away. It's just like the radio, for example. In the early ages of the television, people thought that the radio will go away, and then with the television again, with the internet, et cetera. So I don't think that one technology like the fabulous XR technology that we have right now that allow us to create markerless interactive experiences will definitely take away the physical experience. I think we are going to upgrade it and have it moving forward.
Fantastic. James loves the answer. Edison, once again, thanks very much and all the best in conquering the rest of the world with your products. Wish you all the best. All right, folks, this was it. We saw 5 teams, 5 founders presenting their companies for the first time to the AW community. So from now, I would love to kind of continue this conversation. So if you have feedback for these folks, by the way, founders, please put your contact info in the chat. So if someone wants to contact you for suggestions, for feedback, for maybe connecting with some folks, there's an easy way to do that. Before we conclude, just want to put up once again our 5 teams today. So once again, give it up for Damian Alcala from CamOnApp, Anatoly Shcherbakov from Magic Kids, Philippe Lewicki from AfterNow, Uday Parshionikar, co-founder and CEO of Perceptive Devices, and Edison Durán, founder and CEO of PleIQ. Thank you all very much for your fantastic work and for kind of being part of this class and part of this showcase. Adora, anything you want to say to the teams or to everybody before we conclude?
Congratulations to all of you. It's been a great pleasure. And of course, always, always, always stay in touch.
Once again, Adora, thank you so much for your amazing contribution to this class and to the success of these founders. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope to see you in the next On Nite. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, thanks.
Thank you.